What's up guys, it's Roger and welcome back to the channel. And today we're playing some more Trials of Osiris, making a new hunter build here. Pretty excited for this one because it's an exotic that I haven't really played around with much. Now the exotic I'm talking about is of course going to be the Knucklehead Radar. You know, Knucklehead, what your dad used to call you, give it a little noogie on the top of your dome piece. That's what we're using today, and honestly I think it's pretty nice. It says right here, upgraded sensor pack. You know, your regular sensor pack with your iPhone 4 is out of date, you need to get a new one, buddy. So we're going to get the upgraded one right here. It's going to provide you with radar while you're aiming down sights, and enhances your radar resolution while crouched, which is actually something that's basically tied into another fragment on Void, and it's one of my favorite fragments in the entire game. I believe it's called Echo of Dilation on the Void subclass, but Arc doesn't have one of those. So I was looking around, I was like, what exotics do I want to try out? And I never really messed with Knucklehead that much. So like, you know what? Let's give it a try. And honestly, I can say it was pretty fun. I'll talk about it some more in the gameplay section, but I gotta say I like it because it's just kind of something passive that you have on. Even with like shotgun plays, which you'll see in the gameplay today, it can actually be pretty fun because you can just hold down sights with your shotgun and watch someone who's like pushing up with your radar actually on, which you can't usually do. So it can be pretty nice. Of course, the in-tune radar is really good for depicting exactly where your enemies are. In an aggressive build like this, you need that information so you know exactly when you should go in on them. Again, we'll talk about that more in the gameplay section, but I really do like this exotic. Now, when it comes to the mods we have on here, pretty simple stuff, the usual stuff that I do have. We have some unflinchings and targeting stuff for our Void and our kinetic. In terms of making orbs of power, we have on firepower, heavy-handed, and the Reaper mod, so we can make an overpower whenever we do our dodge and get a kill with our empowered melee or with our grenade. And then if we want to use those orbs of power by picking them up, we can use our orbs of restoration, which I have 2 of those on, and absolution. So whenever we do pick up an overpower, it will, you know, trigger these and give us a bunch of ability energy back. You can pause if you want to read any of these more in depth. Last but not least, for our mods, we do have on 2 bomber mods. So essentially every time we do a dodge, it's going to reload about 20 to 25% of our grenade energy back to us. Now, usually when it comes to our weapons, I would start on our primary, but to be honest, as I went through the gameplay today, I started to notice one thing, which is that I really just wanted to balls to the wallet. So that's what I started doing, and we're going to be using the Retrofuturist shotgun to do just that. Now, this is a lightweight frame shotgun, and it's actually my favorite shotgun in the entire game. You can see here, I have quick draw and snapshot sights. 57 range on this thing, could be better, but mostly quick draw and snapshot is the combination I like, no matter what the shotgun frame is, even if it's precision. I just like this combo, but it feels really good on this. Of course, a lightweight frame weapon, when we have it in our hands, is going to give us plus 20 to our mobility stat, and on top of that, it's going to give us a 6.25% sprint speed bonus, which is going to help us get on top of our enemies very quickly, especially when we're using our blink like we are today, but we'll touch on that in just a second. For our primary weapon, I am going to be using the Messenger Adept Pulse Rifle right here. I have Outlaw on mine with Kill Clip. I like it. I have 100 range, so I can map all the way across, well, the map with this thing very well. It is Bannerfall, so the ranges are very far away. So something like this works very well. Snipers are good this weekend. Scouts are fun. 120 hand cannons, anything like that is going to do you well. But this is what I am using for today's gameplay. Although, like I said, I was very much so more focusing on the aggressive gameplay as I went through the day because I realized it was just, honestly, a lot more fun. Arc 3.0 is going to be some pretty simple stuff. Of course, a Gathering Storm. I'm going to be using Marksman Dodge here. That's going to fully reload our weapons when we actually dodge. So here's the main combo you're going to be doing with this build, right? You're going to dodge before you go into combat if you're going in with a shotgun. That is going to proc your lethal current. Once you get on top of an enemy, you can shotgun melee them very, very easily. That's going to spread a bunch of jolt damage, kill your enemies. We love to see it. If you get a kill with this, you're also going to be getting a kill with your Combination Blow. Combination Blow is going to heal you, but also give you all of your class ability energy back. So once you get that first kill, you can dodge again, reproc your lethal current, take out a second enemy, and then you can basically just keep chaining your Combination Blow, dodge, and your lethal current. Of course, after you kill that first person too, you're most likely going to have used one of your shotgun shots, so you're going to use just reload dodge right here and immediately reload back into your shotgun the new bullet. So that's kind of the combo I've been going for on today's build. You're going to see that a lot in the gameplay. It's very fun to go into balls to the wall with it. When it comes to our movement, I'm going to be using Blink because I'm not some little grasshopper boy. If you do want to jump around like some little freak in nature, you can do that, but I am a blinky boy. And at any point in the gameplay, you're like, man, I want to learn how to blink like Roger. Go ahead to the end screen. I'm going to have the full Blink Journey playlist that teaches you everything you need to know how to become a Blink Master yourself. So if you're interested in doing that, then stick around to the end of the video so you can watch that next. It's a full playlist with a bunch of different videos to help you out on becoming a Blink Master. Now let's check out the rest of this build really quick so we can finish this off. We do have a pulse grenade on here, something I never use too much, but honestly, these things treated me really, really well today. I got so many kills with them. Yesterday when I was playing, I got fucking iced by a pulse grenade, and so I was like, okay, maybe these things are better and maybe I've been sleeping on them, and after today's gameplay, I can honestly say I think that's true. For our fragments, they are pretty straightforward stuff here. We do have on Spark of Haste, so we get plus 30 to our resilience, recov, and mobility when we are sprinting. You're going to notice I only have on 50 mobility right here. That's because whenever I have my shotgun out, which is most of the time, that's going to bump up to 70, and then whenever I'm sprinting for a few seconds, which again is most of the time, it's going to go to a 100 mobility because of my lightweight frame weapon and my Spark of Haste. If you want to have constantly 100 mobile, that is completely fine. You can make your hunter like that, but I personally prefer to have 100 recov and discipline. And just to make it abundantly clear, I don't care if you like it like that. That is completely fine. But if you're gonna be fucking rude about it and you're like,
but Roger, I think that you always need 100 mobility or else you're a dumb piece of fucking garbage.
That's great. I already can belittle myself enough to call myself a piece of garbage. You don't need anyone else freaking about, to call me garbage just because of my mobility level. Anyways, let's move on to our second fragment. Spark of Recharge. While critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy regenerates more quickly. We love to see that. Just another way to get our abilities up. Over here, we do have on Spark of Magnitude, which makes our pulse grenade last longer. I think that actually got me a few kills today, because most people know the timing of grenades on this game, and they usually think, okay, the pulse grenade's going to end after the next tick. Well, with this Spark on right here, that's not going to happen. It's going to last a few more ticks, and it might catch your enemies off guard. And then last but not least, I have Spark of Volts right here just because I wanted 100 recov, so I needed to use that for the plus 10 recovery. If you didn't want to go this, I would recommend you use either Spark of Instinct or Spark of Momentum. I like both of these sparks a lot, so if you don't need Spark of Volts, I would recommend you go one of these two. I know some of you want to see the drip sometimes, so here you go. Here's the drip. I think it looks pretty good. You tell me if you like it in the comment section down below. Speaking of the comment section down below, if you do have any questions about this build today, go ahead and leave them down there or join the Blinkfield Discord server. I'm going to have that linked in the top right and in the description. Now, all that being said, if you guys want to leave me a like or subscribe at any point in this video, I'd very much appreciate it. And if you want to go that one extra mile by joining my channel membership, which is a paid thing you can do every month, I have a tier for 99 cents and a tier for $4.99. I would very much appreciate that. It goes that extra mile to help me make the best videos that I can for you guys every single day. Now, all that being said, I think we're ready to go ahead and get into this gameplay. So without further ado, let's go ahead and blink on into it. You know, when I started out today, I actually had on a funnel web SMG as my secondary, which you're going to see here. Also, peep this grenade kill real quick. That's my first kill that I got with this pulse grenade, and that's when I started realizing, like, okay, this thing might be a little spicy, and we'll talk about that more as I get more kills with it during the gameplay today, but just wanted to tell you why I have the SMG on. At first, I thought I don't want to use any shotguns, because on this map, there's so much distance between every little angle, every piece of cover that you want to go between. It can be pretty hard, even with Blink, to actually shotgun effectively. So I didn't want to do it at first, but then I was just really not feeling the SMG. I already had something that I had to, like, shoot from range with on the pulse, and I was just not feeling it. So I switched over to the shotgun. You'll see that very soon, and I'm actually very glad that I did it. Something I figured out is that I really like the knucklehead with the pulse rifle, yes, but it's actually really good with the shotgun because you can sit around a corner, and if you ever aim down sights preemptively before someone flies around the corner, they might back themselves up or whatever it may be. You actually have the information from your knucklehead radar when you have the shotgun out to know if they're still doing that push or if they're faking you out. So there's a lot of extra information that you can get from the knucklehead radar. Obviously, that's the best part of the exotic, and I started figuring that out very quickly, and it's something that I'll definitely use in the future. I think later on in the weekend I might try some more like Gemini Jester builds on this map with the shotgunning. Would be very fun too, but the knucklehead is very good for sure. There was a lot of times, especially if you were in a 3-stack, you could do this even better, that I would be trying to team shot with my teammates, obviously. You know, I'm not trying to team shot with the Genghis Khans in the enemy team, but when I'm trying to team shot and I have the actual knucklehead, you can see like right here, I aim down sights right down that lane, right? But I also have the information still, since I have my radar equipped still, to see if the enemies are still pushing there or not, so I don't have to waste a bunch of time there. If I still see them on that radar ping while I'm aiming down sights, then I know I can keep holding that angle until they actually peek, and there's just so much good information you get from this knucklehead radar. I just love it so much. It definitely is a good exotic. One I'll test out in the future some more, but it's definitely very reliable. I understand why it can be very good now, and I definitely recommend if you don't use knucklehead and you never tried it, then go ahead and try it. At the end of that round there, if anybody knows what happened, I'd love for you to tell me, because that guy was in a Well of Radiance, and I was like, dang, well, I killed the first two, but I think I'm screwed because I don't think I can kill the last guy. And then he just like fell over, and he died to like misadventure or something, or blowing himself up maybe it was. I don't know, it was such a weird thing, but even looking back I couldn't quite tell exactly what killed him, but it was just so funny to me walking around the corner, and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna try my best so this guy can't, you know, crutch cap point completely. I come around the corner and he's like,
I'm standing in a circle, you can't get me.
and then suddenly he just falls over like a pinata at a 6th grader's birthday party, and I was like, bruh, you're fucking finished right now. The only bad thing about the situation is the fact that his fat ass was not carrying a bunch of mini Hershey bars inside of it when he fell over like the pinata, but, you know, it's okay. I'll take the blood off my enemies and wipe that around myself, make it a little war paint, you know, we can't go wrong with that. Now, you can see all the different places that I am blinking at the beginning of these clips. This is one, again, if you do have a good unified team shot, it would be very good to peek with a teammate from this angle, but even by yourself, you can see I'm laying down some good fire, just doing some good damage, hoping it would be enough damage that my teammates could do something with it. They finally did get a kill off of it. Since I saw my teammate was playing on the other side of the door right here, I decided to blink over the top of the arch and go in for him on the aggressive side. That was a very good idea for myself, as I was able to take out 2 of them there. Here's a little intermission. I had to show you guys, this is just so funny to me. I walk into the tower and these guys were all chilling in their pools, and I was like, you don't mind if I do? So I sat down and one of them was just chilling in there for a little bit. Unfortunately, I did piss in the pool, so they had to kick me out, but you know, I couldn't hold it, bro. I'm a hydrated man. I was slamming water, and then it just, I apologize, but hey, that's what the chlorine is for, okay? That's what the chlorine is for. Now, at the beginning of this round, you're going to see, I just had to show you guys this round because it was really funny to me. I traded, and then my teammate trades, and we trade the round out there, right? The round gets tied. You're going to see that guy I traded with. His name was like an inertial shit lips or something like that. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he was just randomly toxic, and I don't know what it is lately about these like randomly toxic people. Oh, this is one of my favorite clips of the day, by the way. Absolutely fucking Mike Tyson bit these guys' ears off right there. And that's what you love to see with this build, baby. That's what I started learning. I was like, I can go balls to the wall so effectively. And I was having so much fun with it. Definitely recommend you guys go balls to the wall, go fucking ape style with this build. It's so much fun. But you're gonna see there's yeah, inertial dick shit right there, like I was saying earlier. Just killed him. Another one of those people, one of those players that's just like randomly toxic, like started bagging one of these rounds, and I really don't get it. I was talking about this in my Warlock video from yesterday. You're going to see we brought it up to a 3-4 here. I'm not going to spoil if we win or not, but I guess you'll have to stick around and see. But I think people are kind of just like bored right now is why they're being so toxic, because I feel like the toxicity has really ramped up over the past few months, and I think people are really just bored with the game, so they're being toxic. That's like my leading theory right now. Other than that, I don't know. People just... Mom and dad punch them at night when they're trying to lay their little heads down to go to sleep. You know, grandma comes in, puts her dentures in their mouth so they can have them, fresh for the next morning. Well, whatever the reason is, these people suck absolute butt cheek. You can see these guys got absolutely freaking cooked right there. Beautiful Titan shield from my teammate. I had to follow that up with a nice shotgun shot. And our last teammate comes in and crispy roast the last one. You love to see that teamwork right there. Coming into the last one here again, we brought it to a 4-4. I was pretty happy. I was like, I think we can actually clutch this up right here. And, well, I guess you have to wait a second and see if we do it. Flying into the back hallway here, my teammate takes out the first one. I am able to take out the second one with a nice punch right there from my lethal current. Have my supercharge, so I go ahead and blink forward using the information off my radar to know exactly where this last enemy is, and I put him in the fucking dirt, and I walk straight back and I say, here, inertial scumfuck, take my nutsack, dip it so far into your mouth that you taste it until the cows come home, baby. You are scum to me. Not even scum. The scum on the bottom of my shoe is worth more to me than that kid was in this match. I mean, learn your place next time you're gonna bag, buddy boy. But hey, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, let's talk about the build a little more. I like it quite a bit. You can see here, good follow from the teammates is going to be very nice there. I actually have my kill clip off the first guy, which is why I went in on the second guy with a very, very aggressive blink to get on the side of him. Luckily that worked out for me and I was able to take out the second guy, even though he had his Quicksilver Storm, which is a much easier weapon to use from that range. But getting the 1-for-2 trade, that's something that I do talk about sometimes. It's kind of like my law or rule of 2, if you will. And I think it's a pretty good rule if you are solo queuing in trials. If you go into a trials match and you're solo queuing and you want to win games, you need to be at a skill level where you're expecting to be able to get at least 2 kills per round. If you can do that, you can reliably win matches. Just like right here, I took out the first guy. I used my blink to get a good angle on this guy because I had 2 choices, right? Number 1, I was playing my radar and I saw he was above me. So I could hold my shotgun out and I could try to shotgun him when he dropped. But for me personally, I like having peeker's advantage. I like being the proactive player. I don't oftentimes like sitting there and waiting until, the enemy pisses into his little diaper and tries flying at me. I like to be the one to be aggressive and take the fights, as you can probably see pretty evidently right here. So what I did instead was I used my blink to position myself to a long enough distance away from the balcony that I could take aim on him and take him out. He dropped at that exact same time, and I took him out regardless. And that's why I like to be proactive, especially when you can be proactively aggressive. Just like right here, at the beginning of a round, I get proactively aggressive. I fly in before my teammates are even here to go in, get one kill, grab a second kill with my teammate there, flying around looking for the last guy. I see him. I try to flick onto him as quickly as I can, hit some good damage with my pulse rifle right there. Since I'm amplified, I chase him down very, very easily with my shotgun. Watch my energy in the bottom left. Watch my dodge energy. You guys see that right there? So before the next round started, by the way, I already have my dodge back up. That's something I do want to mention really quick. I know earlier I was ragging on you guys for the 100 mobile thing in the intro. And here's the thing. You know, I've talked about this extensively every time I do one of these because I usually never run 100 mobile. As I figured out, especially on Arc Hunter, it's really not needed. One of the big parts that makes it unneeded is amplified. If you don't know, when you're amplified on your Arc Hunter, you actually do get your dodge energy recharges at a very, very fast rate. It's one of those things where you can literally use it mid-round. Oh, this is a beautiful pulse nade right here, by the way. Going with lethal current here to smack these guys up really quickly. But yeah, if you're amplified, which you often are, especially if you're playing aggressive like I am right here at the end of a round, then you're going to get your dodge back in 10 seconds flat, if not less sometimes. You can even see my dodge energy right there when I was just running around. Watch again, it's going to come back up because remember, plus 20 mobility, so I'm at 70 when I'm just running around with my shotgun out. And then once my Spark of Haste activates after about a second and a half of sprinting, then I'm back at 100 mobility. And that's what I was trying to tell you guys in the intro. So keep your eyes on that sometimes, and you'll kind of start seeing why you really don't need that base 100 mobility when you can make a makeshift 100 mobility. You can use your sparks to actually do what you need to do. Again, I'm amplified here. Watch my dodge energy flying up. 3, 2, 1, another dodge is up. So I can just fly on this next guy, take him out, have my dodge for the next round. Even if I had to use my dodge, look at my other abilities, by the way, there. If you want to rewind and look at my other abilities, when I picked up that Orb of Power, they flew up in energy because I picked up the Orb of Power. And that's what I was showing you guys on my mods earlier. That's why I like using those Orbs of Restoration, I believe it's called. There's a couple of other mods. There's so many things in this game, I forget the names sometimes. But like I showed you earlier, that's why I like these mods that help you get a bunch of energy from your orbs. You can see again here, we sauced these two guys. I did not actually get amplified from that, but even not having amplified, let's see how fast I can actually get my dodge back up by the end of this round. So you can see I throw a nice pulse nade there. It kills that guy pretty simply. Look at my dodge. It's already almost up. And by the time that round ended, all I did was run in circles. So keep this in mind. What you want to do is run in circles like a toddler on crack cocaine. If you do that at the end of a round, what you're going to do is get your Spark of Haste on. Make sure you have your lightweight frame weapon out. If you do that, you're going to have 100 mobile, and by the end of the round, when the next round starts, you're gonna have your dodge back up. Not to mention, you do have to run out of spawn to get to wherever you want to challenge the enemy. And while you're running there, again, you're going to have your lightweight frame weapon out, and you're going to have your Spark of Haste activating. So you have plenty of time in between rounds ending and rounds starting the actual combat again that you're going to be able to get your dodge back up. So that's my point to you guys. Don't freak out too much about actually having base 100 mobility on your Arc Hunter, because it really is not a crazy huge deal as you make it out to be, or maybe as even some other YouTubers have made it out for you to be. There's just a lot of sentiments in this game, such as that one, that have really been like cooked into the player base's brains, you know? Somebody took out the fucking air fryer, slapped the Destiny community's brains inside there, and turned that baby up to high. And the setting that they mixed in there with it was, you need 100 mobile on hunters. Hey, a little season rank up, that's nice. And people just eat it up to this day. Oh god, I really juked that guy out. I blinked there. He actually locked onto me with his strand melee there because I blinked through him. That was just a really funny thing. I wanted to show that off to you guys because it cracked me up. You can do a pretty funny thing with the blink hitbox sometimes. You can see here on heavy rounds, you got to make your decision very quickly as the heavy starts, because you either need to know if you want to aggress upon it right inside where heavy's spawning, or if you want to take a flank like I did and then come in from the side onto your enemies. I would have cooked all three here if my teammate didn't put a rocket up that guy's butthole like a nice little prostate exam, but either way, I'm happy with how the round turned out. I do oftentimes like coming straight down mid with a heavy round so that I can fly in and take my enemies out. Nice little map right there. Just gonna take out the first guy, come around the corner here, I blink behind him before he even knew that I blinked behind him. well, I'm able to walk in and take him out with a nicely placed shotgun shot. You can see again, my ability energy is also almost all the way back up on my dodge right there. I feel like I started rapping like an Eminem right there. They're saying a bunch of words, but you can see how the aggressive nature that I'm using in this build is very much so working for me. Especially on this weekend, guys, you gotta remember, the enemy is not going to be expecting the aggression. Here's what the enemy is going to be expecting. They think they're going to a fucking Lady Gaga concert and they're sitting in the 16th row, okay? They don't think they're going to get to sniff her panties because they're sitting that far back in the row. Guess what? You're Lady Gaga, you took your panties off and you shoved them straight in that guy's nose. That's what you're doing with this build. That aggression is not something the enemy is going to be expecting. So when you fly in like that, especially in the first 1, 2, 3 rounds, you can catch your enemies off guard very easily to a point that they're just not going to be expecting it. And when it comes to our blink play especially, the unexpected is something that we need to take full advantage of. People don't expect blink at a base level, just because people don't run it that often. On top of that, people don't know how to deal with it, because again, people don't run it that often. And if somebody doesn't run it themselves, then they're probably not going to know the nuances of it to actually fight it. You can see here again my dodge energy coming back up. I had to show you this clip because it's just like, great job, Bungie. Melee with me twice on my second punch. Like, I don't even know sometimes. You better believe I was sitting there fucking slack-jawed looking at my screen, wondering why my life has to be so cruel sometimes. If I can tell you, I didn't get an answer, you know? I don't care what god from what religion needs to give me a little sign here, but someone's gonna tell me that I gotta keep fucking going with this shit, man, or else I'm gonna lose my noggin. You know, I gotta say one thing. This map is kind of dookie water. It can be fine sometimes. But you know what really pisses me off about this map? The Traveler is behind us on this map, floating out in the middle of the city, of the last city, mind you. But why don't they just update the freaking map so that the Traveler isn't there anymore? I feel like that's like an asset they could take out, right? From the outside of the map? You know what I mean? Because he's just floating there, and for one, the Traveler has a Traveler OC now, and that is not showing on the Traveler on this map. Secondarily, he's just not even in the last city anymore. Beautiful pulse nade right there. Gotta show that off to you guys. So, like, you know, wouldn't that be so cool to have a developer that cared about, like, the minute things like that? You know? I just think that would be so dope. It's just something that I had in my mind that I want to bring up to you guys because it was really, like, a little funny thought that I have. And I was like, I know other people would probably be like, you know what? That's a good idea. You're a smart guy. And if I can have people praising me, I mean, obviously I'm gonna do it. I'm a selfish piece of shit after all. I mean, that's why I make YouTube videos. Now you can see here, the other reason I make YouTube videos is so I can show you me clapping the absolute cheeks of kids like this. I still have my lethal current up, so when I blinked on this guy, I expected to actually get the lunge, but it didn't quite do that. Now, fortunately for me, I can use this little, I don't know, he was probably made out of dirt or sand or something. He at least, you know, chugged a grimace shake last night and killed all of his brain cells. But that guy is a good example we can make out of him for watching your radar, listening to your sound cues, all of those things. Because if he did that, he probably could have beaten me. Well, he probably wouldn't have beaten me. He was a dog shit player. But the point is, if he listened to those things, if he looked at his radar, he would have known that I blinked behind him. But since he didn't do those things, he just got way too tunnel visioned on going for the reses, thinking that I was apparently still above him, or in front of him, excuse me, and he just played off that former information instead of checking his radar like he needed to. So don't be that guy, make sure you're checking your radar. Now I'm on to my last 2 clips here for you guys of gameplay. I do want to say thank you so much for watching, I really do appreciate it. Again, if you do want to leave me a like, subscribe, or join the channel membership, I would appreciate any of those things. Again, stay tuned to the end screen if you want to check out my full Blink Journey playlist, so you can be a Blink Master yourself. And if you do want to check out my Blink Warlock build that I made for yesterday's video, then go ahead and check that out. It's on my channel, you should easily be able to find it. So, you know, plenty of stuff for you guys to watch. Go ahead and check something else out. I'm going to say that after I have this last clip, this next clip here, I'm going to have 2 clips that I had the other day from some videos that should have been in those other videos, but unfortunately, when I was editing, I brushed over the clips. So I was like, there's some pretty funny clips and good clips, so I wanted to go ahead and throw them in this video here. So just a little spoiler for what you're going to see later in this weekend from me and my friends playing Trials if you are interested. But that is all I'm going to have for you today, so as always, have a great day, Guardians.
Trend Hunter Super is on like a 9-minute clip. It's like Spectral.
They've got
Oh,
shit
I didn't mean to laugh at you.
How the
They've
fuck
got
did
shit
they
on
get
Hunter
I was
Crash.
Bridge. On me, on me.
I'm running. There's 2. They both have it.
I wasted a lot of their super energy on the guy that has it obviously popped.
I almost have super.
He's gotta be out soon. Man, that sucks. That tracking was ridiculous.
You tracked me around a wall so we could just rush me with condition.
How the fuck did I get frozen?
Ooh,
Frankie, I want to have
goddamn!
sex with you. I want to suck your fucking dick so hard that it goes goddamn dry after I'm done. I want to drain your fucking testicles. Oh my god, that was orgasmically beautiful.
I'm not gonna do any of that, but I'll shake your hand. Told him to 1v1 me inside, so go outside. Let's see if he actually honors it. Kinda interested. No, never mind. They're all inside. Grip behind y'all from unit.
God, he's so weak on point. I thought one of you were gonna team shot that.
Sorry.
You pushed me into line of fire. I couldn't do nothing.
What's that?
I got pushed into line of fire. I couldn't do nothing.
I died before you engaged.
No, I peeked before you.
Oh. That's a bagging guy, by the way.
No.
Get that bitch,
Aw,
get that bitch.
sweetie. You need to learn who you're fucking messing with, bitch.